In the market for a new propane burner? Stick around and I'll tell you how I feel about this Edelmetall Brü Propane Burner. Hello everyone, Coach Chris here with WolfMoon Brewing. Today I'm going to do a product review on my Edelmetall Brü Propane Burner. I've had this burner for a little over 3 years, used it for probably close to 50 batches. So I'll give you my feedback on it, and hopefully that will make your decision if this is the burner that's right for you. A couple of pieces of information about the burner itself. It's got a 10-inch banjo-style burner in the center. The burner puts out 72,000 BTUs as per the information. The unit sits 12 inches from the bottom to where their pot sits. If you want to have it sit a little bit higher, they do sell leg extensions to move this up to 27 inches. So if that works a little bit better for you, you can get those as well. The unit can hold up to 300 pounds, so approximately a 30-gallon pot. I use a 15-gallon pot and I have absolutely no problem with it. These legs here are adjustable to go in and out so that they fit directly and snug up against your pot. So when you put your pot on, you're always having it at a center location and you're not off to one side. That will also avoid any issues with your pot tipping over. You'll notice that it only has 3 legs. And when I was doing my research for my new burner 3 years ago, I found that 3 legs is more stable than a unit with 4 legs. If you've ever noticed on a chair or whatever, on slightly uneven ground, you always tend to wobble between 2 legs. Having only 3 legs eliminates that, and that's why I went with a unit that only has 3 legs. This shroud around the burner itself is twofold. One, it's a wind guard, so that it helps keep your burner going if you're using it in a windy condition. And it also helps direct the heat directly up to the pot so you don't lose heat off the sides and up around your pot. It also comes with a needle valve so you can adjust the flow of propane here if you want to adjust for fine-tuning how big your flame is or how hot your flame is. And it comes with a standard regulator and connection to get onto your standard 20-pound propane tanks, just like the Rhino exchange tanks that are out there at all the big box stores. It is a 10 psi regulator, so you should have 0 issues as long as you're using one of those standard 20-pound propane tanks. What I really like about this is the adjustment arms really lock my pot in, so I know that I'm always centered over my burner, so I get all the heat right up to the burner, also so that it doesn't tip over from one side to the other. I really do appreciate the extra adjustment, even though that you can adjust from the regulator itself to increase or decrease the amount of propane flowing to the burner. If you really want to fine tune it, this needle valve does help. One thing that I do wish that they had done a little bit differently is I wish this shroud, the wind shroud and the heat guard, came up a little bit higher. Maybe not all the way to the bottom of the pot, but maybe half, 3/4 of the way up this lip to the pot. That would really have helped keep the heat directly on the pot, and on the windy days, keep this from possibly blowing out. I mentioned that it has 72,000 BTUs. Now I know there's a lot of burners out there that push out a lot more than that, 100, 150, 200,000 BTUs. I find for my 15-gallon boil pot, this 72,000 BTUs, plus the fact that I've got the shroud around it directing that heat directly to the bottom of the pot, I get to a boil very quickly. I've had no issues with that. I've had no issues maintaining temperature on a boil. So I find that this works perfectly for me. One thing I forgot to mention is there is a hole here in the front, and that's so that you can get your lighter in while you're trying to ignite the burner. So you don't have to try to reach in between the boil pot and the shroud. They give you this little access hole to reach in with your lighter to light the propane burner. Overall, this is a 9.5 out of 10 for me on burners. I've used some other burners in the past, and I've seen other people use other burners, and some of them are great and work great for their situation. For my personal situation, this burner works perfect. I have 2 of these burners. This one is the one that is underneath my boil pot, and then I have another one underneath my hot liquor tank, which just happens to be this one over here. And that one I've done some modifications to so that it will automatically turn on and off to maintain the temperature. I'll go over that in a later video. If you're in the market for a new burner, I highly recommend this burner. It's worked great for me for over 3 years and I've had 0 issues with it. It is a little on the pricey side, but it does look really nice. And even over the years, you can see that it has gotten some scorch marks over the time, but it still looks like a pretty cool burner. You can get this at Northern Brewer. I'll post a link down below as to where you can get it. I was lucky enough that when I purchased my second one, I got it on sale and got free shipping. So take a look on their website, and every now and then you might be able to get a deal with free shipping and or a discount on it. Oh yeah, one last thing, safety. Whenever you're using a propane burner, or whenever you're brewing for that matter, whether you're using propane or electric, make sure you always have one of these nearby, a fire extinguisher. I hope to never have to use one of these, but I always have this nearby, just in case. So remember, safety first. I hope this information has been helpful. If you have any questions or comments about this or anything else brew related, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my video today. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified anytime I post a new video, and while you're down there, smash the thumbs up button for a like. Remember, home brewing is really fun, but so is drinking responsibly. I'm Coach Chris, and we'll see you next brew. Looking for a new propane burner? Maybe this Edelmetall Brü burner will be the burner. Here today to do a product review on a Edelmetall Brü Propane Burner. Mouthful. Looking for a new propane burner? Stick around and I'm going to show... In the market for a new propane burner? Stick around and I'm going to review this Edelmetall Brü Oh yeah, one last thing. Safety. And lots of burps.